Hello, the first song I want to do for you is Paper Boyfriend, and as you can see I brought my paper boyfriend along. I know he's not quite as good as a real boyfriend, but it's the best I can do at the moment, so don't be mean. Paper Boyfriend. I've got a paper boyfriend who I love, and he loves me. We tiptoe to the sea's edge and we dip our paper toe tips in the sea. I don't think paper swims well, I'll have to wait and see. But yummy how the surf tastes good, say my toes. They're laughing like toes, should I think that they agree? It's just about as good as it could be, given he's a paper cutout who is probably not cut out for me. I've got a paper boyfriend who I love, and he loves me. We tiptoe to the sea's edge and we dip our paper toe tips in the sea. How do love songs go again? It seems my head forgot. We know how to sing love songs, say my toes. Whether what you feel is a house of cards or not, we are feeling happy cause we like this boy a lot. Okay, let's paddle deeper before I spill the ink that writes this plot. I've got a paper boyfriend who I love, and he loves me. Paper boyfriend. We tiptoe to the sea's edge and we dip our paper toe tips in the sea. I can't staple this sunset, but let's be stationary. Stay here till the sun goes down on our own. He will be the letter and the envelope is me. I've been stuck down but I wanna be free, and he will unstick me and we'll mail ourselves to love eternally. I've got a paper boyfriend who I love, and he loves me. Paper boyfriend. We tiptoe to the sea's edge and we dip our paper toe tips in the sea. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Okay, I've got a poem for you next. I took my paper boyfriend to meet my mum the other day. She lives in a home now, so it was a bit disappointing really, because she was in a world of her own and she didn't really take much notice of him. She was just obsessed with this thing in the tree outside. So this is a poem about how that visit went. The Lost Cardigan. Mary, drink your tea. What good is that, I think? My cardigan is in the tree, but I won't make a stink. Ooh, it's Love Pack, lovely. Margarine's just not the same. They made it for the war, of course. When I was caught in, what's his name? Can't she see it flapping there? I need to go and get it. It's blue, like baby Philip's eyes. He was asleep. I don't regret it. Of course we planned my little Anne, my firstborn. Bless, she's only 2. It's hard to have a brother when your mum's got no free time for you, and you want to play with tea sets and go out and chase the wind. We'll do it later, Petal, and retrieve that woolly. Look, it's pinned. Yes, Mother bought me that for when I went away. That's what we used to call it, the trip. after your wedding day. We went to Scarborough on the bus. It was the greatest lark. I blushed with shame and hit him when he kissed me in the park. Then remembered I was married and I laughed and kissed him back. Oh aye, we got our highs. Just happiness and laughing at our lack. But that day, I lacked for nothing. A special chocolate bar he got, you know, Fry's chocolate cream. But this was really marvellous. A different flavour every piece. He fed me every one. Told me I was his chocolate, his earth, his moon, his sun. I tell you, it was lovely. Then we got back on the bus and he put his hand inside his coat and whispered, "Mare, this one's for us." And we sucked Bourneville all the way back home. By gum, we made it last. I was glad of that blue cardie. I was sitting in a draft. Do you like chocolate, love? Oh, Mum, you know I do. Mum, but I don't know you, love. Though I could do with some help if you're willing to get wet. Do they let you go outside? There's something in that square out there I'd be grateful if you'd get. Do you mean that blue thing hanging in the tree? Oh, Mum, that's just a plastic bag. I'll bring your cardie in next week. Okay, well, even though she doesn't know me anymore, I still like to tell her I love her. And I think it's important to do that. There's a few people now gone who I miss my chance with. So here's a little love song for you, and it's on YouTube if there's anyone you would like to send a love song to. It's called The Colour of Happiness. You're the colour of my happiness. You're the colour of my smile. You're the colour of the special days that make my life worthwhile. Will you come and paint the town with me? Or stay in and deck the halls? Make the day glow together. Break through the beige of these four walls. Don't wanna go deeper into sepia. Monotony of monochrome. I'm sick of all the shades of solitude. Fed up with the colour of alone. I'm the colour of commitments. Yours is trust, the deepest shade. I want to paint my whole world over with this bright new mix we've made. Be the colour of my happiness. You're the colour of my soul. Be the colour of my rainbow's end. You're the colour of knowing I've found gold. Okay, I've got another poem for you now, which is called the age of poets. Definitely, deftly warp and weftly woven in, laughed the late alliterator who had only just come in, as the punchline from the poet was delivered with a grin. The epic tale concluded and the performer took a bow as the audience exhaled with a universal wow. There were poets in the circle, poets crammed the stalls, overflowed into the aisles and filled the air with curtain calls. Poets sold the ice creams. There were poets in the booth who would only sell you tickets if you agreed to tell the truth. This was poetry for poets, and everyone was there because all people were poets. It was a universal flair that belonged to everybody, and everybody used it because the muse popped in for cups of tea and no one dared refuse it. This was a smorgasbord of poetry, a banquet and a feast, poems to suit every taste, with more stacked underneath the tables which were heaving with the piles of stacked up stanzas, swarmed on by the poets in their velvets and organzas, who were hungry, ever hungry, for more nibbles they could sample, word quiches they could cook themselves by following examples. This was the age of poets. The art was high esteemed. People treasured verses, and every school child's dream was to become a laureate. In those days there were lots, and dosh was lavished onto them in little golden pots, because everyone loved poetry. They knew what it could do. Reading out your poetry and it being read to you brought transformation, transvision and healing all in one, forgiveness and forbearance and ways to get things done. It made no sense at all, of course, so people stopped being senseless. Rationality was rationed, so folks could be defenceless, and that allowed the poetry to sneak in past the sentries who had always raised their bayonets when love tried to gain entry. The world transformed by simple words. It was a sight to see. But the audience was a dream one, and the poet only sleeping me. Okay, last one is a song which has been released today as a single, so in the unlikely event that you want to listen to it again, you can find it on all digital platforms. And it's a song for Halloween called Vampire, about the darker side of personality. I'll just put him down because he hasn't seen this side of me yet. Don't want to spoil the relationship too early. Okay, Vampire. If I let myself go, I'd suck you dry like a vampire. If I let myself go, I'd suck you dry like a hungry vampire bat. If I let myself, I'd be a black surprise, fall on you from the evening sky, sink my teeth and feel you die. 'Cause a vampire relishes that. Slugs and snails are just the start of the mess I call a heart. You'll find the darkness in there. You'll find the witch's toenails and the voodoo hair. You'll find pieces of AIDS, broken slates and screams that are dying for air. cage, I'm a vampire. I'm soft and furry, but I'm full of rage. I'm an angry vampire bat. If you let yourself, you'd see my red eyes glow like coals as my kindness dies. Look in the mirror, you'll run a mile. A vampire won't blame you for that. Slugs and snails are just the start of the mess I call my heart. You'll find the darkness in there. You'll find the witch's toenails and the voodoo hair. You'll find pieces of eight, broken slates and screams. Whoa! That are dying for air. Shouldn't have done that. I'd like to be an evil girl if I could get away with it. I'd like to do my batty deeds and then just fly away. I'd like to spread my evil. I'd like to spread my evil wings, to think evil thoughts, do evil things. I'd like to be an evil girl if I could get away with it. If I let myself go, I'd suck you dry like a vampire. If I let myself go, I'd suck you dry like a hungry vampire bat. If I let myself, I'd be a black surprise. Fall on you from the evening sky, sink my teeth and feel you die. 'Cause that's what vampires like. Flies a hungry vampire bat. Thank you. That's the end. In the unlikely event of an encore, here's another poem for you. Reaching out. One day I started dancing, waltzing on my own, twirling round and laughing, but the wind started to moan. So I reached out and grabbed his hand, said life's not for sitting out. At that, he wrapped himself around me and eddied me about, then pirouetted around the sun, shouting, "Olé, duende, I am out." He called his friends to join us, and we became a hurricane that was sucking in the clouds and stealing all their rain, as well as all their thunder, which we put to tip-top use as the drum rolls and the backbeats. And though the rhythms were obtuse, it didn't seem to matter, because everything joined in. Daisies locomoted, webs of spiders joined the spin, and trees began to tango. And as the tempo climbed, they were all uprooted, and we left the world behind. One dance-a-thon tornado was climbing to the stars, pulling in the planets and their moons from poles apart. Radio stars were broadcasting 1,000,000 mystic tunes. Andromeda and Pegasus teamed up to play the spoons, enticing other galaxies to come and join the fun. Even the dreary old black holes gravitated into one big swooshy, super lacy black flamenco skirt, and I stamped my heels on stardust till my heels began to hurt. Then suddenly I was weeping, and the cosmos, like a shawl, wrapped me round the shoulders. I felt so very small, but it whispered, "You are part of us. There's no need to cry at all." But my tears poured like a waterfall till the clouds' rain had run dry, and that just left the black hole in me, deep down inside. But I had not accounted for the pull of gravity, and into it they danced again, into the heart of me. The wind, the trees, the stars, the lot, all whispering, "We are you." You feel like you're alone, but it simply isn't true. Whenever you feel lonely, just open up and sing, and we will put words in your mouth that say, "You are everything." That's it.